Hello, good evening, and welcome to Putnam County here in Winfield, West Virginia for week 1 of high school football playoff action in the Mountain State. It's a 6 versus 11 matchup. The home team, the Winfield Generals, come into tonight's matchup 8-2, taking on the 11-seeded 6-4 Lewis County Minutemen. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our media center crew, happy to have you along with us here for this Football Friday night in West Virginia. And it's a chilly Football Friday night for the first playoff weekend in high school football here in West Virginia. But clear skies this evening. Rain came through earlier here in the Mountain State and swept out. So we should have great conditions this evening other than it being cold tonight for this playoff matchup between the Generals and the Minutemen. Again, Adam Rogers and Will Vance, happy to have you with us here on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media. We, of course, are brought to you by Parmar Stores. If there's not a Parmar near you, there will be one soon. Will, our second opportunity to see the Generals this year. Saw them about a month ago, a little more than a month ago, when they took on the Polka Dots, Putnam County rivalry game, which they handled easily that game against the Dots, 65-0. That part of a win streak for Winfield that stretched 7 games. It was then ended 3 games later when it took on the Scott Skyhawks, who was it was a de facto Cardinal Conference championship game. So the Skyhawks do win the Cardinal Conference after, despite losing last week to Nitro, and they'll have a rematch of that game this weekend. Tomorrow night for round 1 of the playoffs, but the Generals getting back on track last week with a win against Point Pleasant, and this is a General team that is going to try to ground and pound you down, as it has several players with over 20 carries this year, 6 as a matter of fact, with at least 20 carries on the season for this Generals offense. We'll have to wait to see them for a little bit, but this Generals offense is very potent.
Yeah, I'd like to find different ways to get different guys involved, whether it be standard runs or sweeps or just different ways to get all the different guys that they like to be a part of their offense, get them some of those touches and see what they can do with them.
Kawan Pearson, the leading carrier for this Winfield General team this year, 94 totes for 924 yards, 17 touchdowns for him on the season as a senior captain for this Generals team. The Minutemen from Lewis County will counter Kawan Pearson and that 6-player ball carrier offense for Winfield with a power running game of their own, as the Minutemen get things started with the opening return. And ball is on the ground. The Generals believe they've come up with it.
The rest say otherwise, though, it looks like.
But, yeah, it will stay with the Minutemen.
Narrowly avoiding disaster there on their first, not even really play, just action of the game. But fortunately fall back on top of it, retain the ball, and have reasonable field position just on their side of the 30.
Ball right at the 30-yard line in the middle of the field, as the Minutemen, we mentioned 6 different ball carriers with 20 or more carries for the Generals. The Minutemen have 4 players with at least 30 carries on their roster. Starting quarterback Brian Zielinski in the shotgun, sends a man in motion, hands off to his fullback Braden Carter. And Carter will fight his way up across the 35 to the 37, a 7-yard pickup there on first down for the 6', 220-pound senior tailback. Toby Lawfrey with the stop for the Generals defense from his linebacker spot. But now the Minutemen with 2nd and short. And I mentioned the Minutemen trying to pound the football as well with their ground game. Their big thing with this wing T offense is run the ball and manage the clock. Missed connection there and almost on that handoff as Zielinski turned right into his tailback, Carter. And he is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Maybe a half yard, if anything, but that Generals defense quickly got there and hold him to a short gain. It'll bring up 3rd down and short now for the Minutemen on this opening drive of this first-round playoff game. A little more than a minute into the opening quarter. Happy to have you with us here on High School Game Day. Zielinski under center now. Turns, hands to Carter, the fullback, And he is going to be stopped right around the first down marker. We'll see if his forward progress is enough. But from the spot on the line judges, he's going to be a yard shy. Another great job by that Winfield defense to get the penetration there and stop him shy of the first down. Gain of 2, but needed 3 to move the sticks. And now looks like the Minutemen are going to keep the offense out there here just shy of the 40.
And they got positive yards every time they didn't actually bump into each other. So very makeable fourth down for this offense here. But Winfield's done a good job of their defense collapsing down so far in these early goes and stopping the ball carrier.
You can hear the cowbells ringing. 4th and short, handoff to Carter. He's going to be stopped just shy of the first. The Generals defense comes in and makes the stop. And he should be about a half-yard shy. Yes, he is. That's a turnover on downs from the Generals defense. Well, check that. They're going to actually bring over the sticks and just make certain. But from the spot of that football, he's a good 6 or 7 inches short.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be close, but just judging from where that ball was spotted on the first down, just in relation to the main hash mark there, it might be, but I don't think so.
Now we're going to break out the binoculars here, and they're going to pull the chain here in just a moment. There's that chain pull in. He is short. Generals defense does their job, opening possession of the game and gets a turnover on downs in enemy territory. And out will come the Generals offense for the first time tonight. The last time we saw this Generals offense, Chase Massey was out after getting hurt against Chapmanville, but he trots onto the field here to start the Generals drive to begin this game for Winfield. Offensively, Easton Pinkerton, the junior, did a fantastic job of filling in for him after taking virtually no reps for about a month. Pass is tipped as it was trying to be thrown out over to the far side of the field as Massey was looking for Aiden Hernandez. That pass attempt falls incomplete after it was tipped by, I think, a couple of guys got to that.
2 guys actually got to it, which I don't see that too terribly often. But that first attempt to try to just get to the perimeter and try to use their speed falls a little flat. But I'm sure we'll see a play like that again sometime soon.
2nd and 10 from the 39. Sweep to the near side. It's Kawan Pearson. Pearson inside the 30, still on his feet across the 25. He's close to a first down run and should have enough. Actually, he's got more than enough by about 5 yards. Nice burst of speed there that time from Kawan Pearson. As he gets down to the 23-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 on that carry for Pearson. And it's a first down for the Generals. 1st and 10 from the Minutemen 23. Toss goes now to the fullback, Jace Miller. Miller to the far side of the field, tries to cut back inside and is quickly met by that Lewis County defense. Owen Accord helping make that stop for the Minutemen. Short gain there for Miller on that toss to the fullback. Pickup of 3. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7. Massey under center. Miller and then Pearson in the I formation. Massey play action fake, rolling to his right. Has some pressure coming from behind him. Still rolling down the sideline, and he's going to throw it away and avoids taking a big hit and throwing an interception there. Chase Massey gets rid of that football. 0 for 2 so far on this drive. And a 3rd and 7 upcoming for the Generals offense. Fifth play of the drive on the way. 2 receivers come to the near side. That's Aiden Hernandez as well as Easton Pinkerton. Again, that former quarterback for the Generals, having to take over after the Chapmanville game. In the Chapmanville game, really. And then Massey made his return in the loss to Scott a few weeks ago. Nice hard run there on 3rd and 7 by Kawan Pearson. Fights his way for the first down and then some. Inside the 10, 1st and goal for the Generals now. at the 9-yard line.
And they made contact with him pretty early, but just were not able to bring him down. Such a strong runner. It took about 3 or 4 guys getting their hands on him before they brought Pearson down there.
Pinkerton splits out wide to the bottom of the formation. One receiver up top is Hernandez. Pearson on the line of scrimmage, or just off the line of scrimmage on the left side. Miller in the backfield with Massey. He looks to throw back to the left side. Wide open, Aiden Hernandez to the house. Touchdown. From 9 yards out, Massey caught the defense sleeping, and Toby Lawfrey, that was Toby Lawfrey, not Aiden Hernandez. Lawfrey with that catch. The junior making that grab. My apologies. Get their 2 tight ends there mixed up for the Generals. Toby Lawfrey with that 9-yard touchdown catch. That is his 5th touchdown of the season, 3rd in the last 2 weeks. PAT is up and good from Jackson Alexander. Generals lead 7-0, a little more than 8 minutes left in the first quarter. We're back with more after this.
In an ever-changing world, one thing you can always count on is Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Hurricane. You know, Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and their method is so straightforward it may shock you. Friendly service and a huge selection of inventory with more arriving daily. When you're ready for your next vehicle, take the short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just off the Hurricane exit of I-64. Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Quick scoring drive for the Generals after the defense gets the turnover on downs, and a short field set up for the offense. Toby Lawfrey caps off the drive with a 9-yard touchdown catch from Chase Massey.
And just what is on play there, get the whole offense, or get the defense thinking everything's moving to the right, and then Lawfrey just kind of squirted out to the left there, pretty wide open for that touchdown. Well-designed play to get the scoring going for Winfield.
Ball on the tee, kickoff is away, and it will bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Grant Accord opting to let it go into the end zone for the touchback there.
Probably a smart move.
Especially after on the return last time, he coughed it up. Minutemen were able to jump on top of it to maintain the possession, send the offense out to begin the game, but now Lewis County will begin this second drive, 1st and 10 from their own 20. Winfield Generals hosting back-to-back playoff game, or hosting a playoff game in back-to-back years for the first time since 1984-85. A long time coming for this community to see first-round home playoff games in back-to-back years. A nice stop by the Generals defense there in the backfield on first down. It was Mickey Ballestero, on that stop for the Generals. Meeting him in the backfield for a loss of 1 back to the 19. So 2nd and 11 on the way. Minutemen, again, we talk about their offense trying to milk time off the clock. Will, you and I have seen a lot of George Washington High School football games this year, and the way they call their plays in is with hand signals from their offensive coordinator, and usually takes a little while, but they prefer that option as heavy batch of pressure coming from the Generals defense. Zielinski tried to escape. He's able to get back to at least the line of scrimmage and prevent a loss on the play. Actually, they are going to mark him back a yard, back at the 18. So a loss of 1 on that run from Bryant Zielinski, the quarterback. They get 3rd and 12. And
decent job there. He just avoided getting sacked for about a 7 or 8 yard loss. So, good job of him to escape that pressure and at least keep it from becoming a disastrous play.
Nearly halfway through the first quarter, Zielinski in the shotgun throws out to the far side of the field. It is caught by Drew Caton, but he is quickly met by the Generals defense and tackled in the backfield for a loss. Generals were all over that play from the beginning. And that sets up 4th and long now, and the Minutemen will have to punt things away.
You know, the way those receivers stacked up over there kind of tipped the hand just a little bit. I don't know if they've been watching film on them doing that or not, but sniffed that out right from the go, and no shot at making any type of yardage after that completion was made. And that's always one of those plays where your running back wishes he had the presence of mind just to drop it, because it would have been better off that way.
Kick gets away, but it will be a relatively short punt for the Minutemen. That was Owen Accord punting it away, and it bounces out of bounds at the 43-yard line. So Winfield will have great starting field position for the second drive in a row to begin this game.
It's rare that you pick up at the 43. It's actually your second best field position so far in this first quarter to start things off after that 4th down stand just a couple yards farther back.
Generals in Minutemen territory to begin the drive. Throw out to the far side. Pass is tipped into the air and it did not fall into the hands of Aiden Hernandez out there. That's who Massey was trying to find on the last drive when his pass was tipped twice. And almost the same play there, different look, but very similar play design. And
we talked a little bit about how
got their hands on it.
Talk a little bit how they try to get their different guys that they feel comfortable with, carrying the ball involved, and they've tried to get Hernandez involved twice now, and that play just isn't quite panning out. Good pressure off the right side of that Minuteman lines, really messing with those passing lanes.
Toss sweep comes to the near side to Pearson. Pearson's got a stiff arm out of one tackle, dragging a defender from behind and forced out of bounds around the 30. Has enough for the first down and then some. A nice run from Kawan Pearson. She gets down to the 33. 10-yard pickup for the Generals.
3 carries, 37 yards so far for Pearson. Off to a great start in this playoff matchup.
Mentioned this is just the first time since 1984-85 that the Generals have hosted a first-round playoff game in back-to-back years after hosting a playoff game last year, 2 games last year actually. A double reverse here, and it's Aiden Hernandez getting to the outside, but he is going to be tripped up just shy of the first down. Drew Caton got off a block and probably made a touchdown-saving tackle out over on that far side of the field.
So far, Winfield has had a lot of success when they get some misdirection in the backfield or when they go for the perimeter. Did both there. Like you said, a great play to stop from being a scoring play there by the defense.
8-yard run, 2nd and 2 on the way for the Generals offense. Massey under center, and before the snap gets off, a flag comes in, and that's going to be a false start. And I believe that's on Tristan Coate. It's going to back them up 5, make it 2nd and 3 now. Or excuse me, 2nd and 7. Braden Graziani checking in. He'll split out wide to the bottom of the screen. 2 wingbacks set. Miller behind Massey under center. Pearson gets it on the jet handoff. Pearson breaks out of 2 tackles. Got it, 2 blockers in front of him. Trying to fight for the goal line. Does he get in? Yes, he does. Touchdown, Generals. 27-yard touchdown run for Kawan Pearson, and the Generals lead now 13-0. 4:23 to go in the first quarter.
This kid's so shifty but runs so hard at the same time, and once he gets into that second level, it's almost too late. And he made good use of his blockers down there downfield to find his way down into the end zone to give his team 2 touchdowns here very early in this one still.
Alexander, point after attempt is good. Generals lead 14-0 now after scoring on their first 2 possessions of the game after starting in enemy territory. We're back with more right after this on High School Game Day. two quick scores for the Generals on their first two possessions, and it's quickly a 14-0 lead for the home team.
Kaywan Pearson, 4 carries for 64 yards and 2 touchdowns so far. One. The first one was Laffer, but still a fantastic start.
Ball kicked on the ground, scooped up by Owen Accord. And Accord will bring it up just shy of the 35. So the Minutemen will come back out. 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line.
And still looking for their first down in this one, and just one of those offenses where when it's working, and when it's not, you can kind of struggle to get the top off your offense, and that's kind of what's happened so far in these opening possessions. There's still a lot of explosiveness in that backfield.
Zielinski sends a man in motion, play action fake. Now under some heavy pressure, going to have to bail out of that play action, and he's going to be brought down by Jace Miller after a short gain. Miller, as well as Kaywan Pearson, helping make the stop at the 38-yard line. So a 4-yard gain there. Bring up 2nd and 6. And we were mentioning this earlier before the drive ended for the Minutemen on that last possession, that, again, they like to try to milk time off the clock. And we're talking about GW using the hand signals and how they take a little bit long doing that. Well, the Minutemen do it the old traditional way where they bring a player off the field, bring a player on with the play. He tells it to the quarterback, and then he instructs the rest of the offense. And that's how they burn a lot of their time. As a nice run here from Owen Accord will set up the Minutemen with their first down of the game as he gets across the 45 to they'll spot him at the 45. So a 7-yard pickup there for the Minutemen, the first down.
Yeah, there's so many different ways to run your offense, even when it comes to like just the pacing like that. And for a lot of teams, the good old-fashioned way is the best way. When I was in high school, that's how we did it for the most part. Unless we were in a certain situation where we needed to move a little faster. But one of the best ways to make sure your message is received if you're the coach.
Caden came in motion, took the handoff on a jet sweep, cross midfield and into general territory inside the 40, and he's forced out of bounds around the 35-yard line. Forcing him out of bounds there was Blake Withrow, the sophomore linebacker. And he is stopped at the Generals 35. 20-yard run there for Drew Caton, the senior tailback. Correction, down to the 34, make it a 21-yard run.
That's a running play pretty similar to what Winfield was able to score on them with, getting to the perimeter and using their guys' speed.
Wing T in the shotgun. Man in motion is Cord. Handoff goes, though, to Carter, and Carter fights his way down inside the 30 to the 29. A 5-yard gain there on first down. Bring up 2nd and 5.
Starting to find the rhythm here on offense after struggling in those first two drives, really kind of getting their playmakers involved here.
Cold but beautiful night for football here in Putnam County. This first-round playoff matchup between Winfield and Lewis County. It's the first ever meeting between these two schools. As Zielinski goes under center, sends a man in motion. Hands off to the fullback, Carter. Carter stopped initially at the line of scrimmage, kept his legs moving forward, and will pick up at least a yard on that run. Great penetration by this Winfield defense so far on these first couple of drives.
Yeah, look like they might get him for a loss there, but they did a good job of taking a little bit of a sidestep and finding just enough room to at least turn it into a positive game.
They're going to give him 2, bring up 3rd and short now. Ball at the 27. Need to get down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line to move the sticks and keep the drive alive. 14-0 Winfield leads after 2 possessions by each team. Minutemen marching with it on their 3rd, though. Handoff goes to Alston. To Accord. And Accord is going to be stopped around the 25.
There's another 4th and short for him.
I'll say I don't think he quite got there to the stick. He is going to be a full yard shy. 4th and 1. Zielinski under center, trying to convert on their first 4th down try. Handoff goes to Carter, and he's got it easily. Big 6-foot fullback fights his way down to the 20, a pickup of 5.
Yeah, first try at their 4th down was not successful that time. Great play design. Find some space for the guy, and he made the most out of picking up 5 when they needed 1.
H-back set. Handoff goes to the right back. That is Caton, and Caton is quickly met by the Generals defense. He will gain 2 down to the 18. Minutemen in the red zone for the first time tonight, trailing by 2 touchdowns in the opening quarter. As we near the end of this opening quarter. And that is going to be the final play. Lewis County going to let this clock run out and go back to their sideline, talk things over, and decide what they want to do on 2nd and 8 coming up to start the second quarter. That does it for the first. Generals lead here at home 14-0 in this round 1 playoff matchup with the Minutemen from Lewis County. You, of course, are watching High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is JJ Roberts from Huntington, and when I'm back home, you will find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
We get ready for the start of quarter number 2. Teams flip ends of the field. Generals lead 14-0 after 1 quarter of action. This first round playoff matchup between Lewis County and Winfield. And first ever meeting between these two schools, playoffs or regular season. Mentioned the Generals hosting a first round playoff game for the first time since 84-85 after hosting 2 games last year, but falling in that second one to the ultimate state runner-ups, the Herbert Hoover Huskies. Carter gets the handoff, this time off the left side, breaks out of a couple of tackles, still somehow was on his feet inside the 10. What a run there on 2nd and 8 from Braden Carter. Carter has the first down, and it sets up 1st and goal.
Yeah, Carter has a really impressive combination of really good downhill running and the vision to find that hole before he hits it. You know, he's not going to necessarily dance around too much, but does a good job of finding, you know, where the weakness, where the seams opened up on any given play.
First and goal from the 7. Carter fights his way toward the goal line, and he is going to be a couple yards shy. Tried to give a little bit of an extra stretch there, but again, a couple yards shy. Second and goal from the 2 on the way. Minutemen looking to get on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. Trailing 14-0 here just into the second quarter. Zielinski under center. Turns hands to his fullback. Carter breaks out of 1 tackle, and does he get in? Yes, he does, according to the near side official. Carter, though, did get bit back off after he crossed the goal line. The Generals got to him right at the goal line, but he does get across for the touchdown from 2 yards out. And the Minutemen now make it an 8-point game with a point after try on the way.
Yeah, we really saw them put their offense together after the first 2 drives. Failed to produce the first down on that one. Several big plays marching their way down behind that strong running game.
Freshman Aiden Oldeker, PAT is up and is good. Make it 14-7. Winfield leads now. Don't forget, if you're watching us on your computer right now on HD Media websites or on Facebook or YouTube, you can take us on the go with you wherever you like just by downloading the HD Media Plus app. You get it for all Apple, iOS, or Android platforms, Roku TV, and Amazon Fire Stick. You get access to all of our video content and live streams for free here on HD Media Plus with that free HD Media Plus app. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew, happy to have you along with us here this evening. Our cameraman, Dan Shreve, doing a fantastic job as always, and our director-producer, bang-up job as well, Ethan Young, trying to stay warm back here in this chilly night in Putnam County. But again, at least that rain came through earlier today, Will, and cleared out of this area so that we could have dry conditions, relatively speaking, on the field. Still a little bit of standing water on the turf strip here along the near sideline where the Generals are. But
the field itself looks good.
Yeah, but the field looks great here for early November.
Well, brown. But other than that.
Again, for early November, it looks great. Nice return here, and it should be a touchdown for the Generals. Taken off is Blake Withrow. Inside the 15 to the 10. 5, does he get to the goal line? No, he doesn't. Oh, Blake Withrow just ran out of gas, but what a return. Withrow took it from, I believe, the 35 and took it all the way down inside the 5 to the 1.
Yeah, a kick like that, usually you're trying to prevent something exactly like that, but he was able to catch it in stride with a little bit of speed already and found that seam right away.
Well, and talk about sucking the wind out of the sails of the Minutemen's momentum now. Just get your first score of the game, and then you give up a big return like that and a potential touchdown a play later.
On the bright side, if they do get it right back after this, they may keep their own momentum going. But, yeah, definitely a tough break there for Lewis County right after they had finally found their feet in this one.
First and goal from the 1. Massey drops the shoulder and plows into the end zone. Touchdown, Generals. And just like that, we've got 2 quick scores in this one. 15 seconds between scores. 10:56. Braden Carter punches it in from 2 yards out. Then again, after the long return, just 15 seconds later, Jace Miller punches it in from 1. So now, the Generals will get ready to kick things back off, and we'll see if the Minutemen can respond. I could almost guarantee you this, though. It probably won't be a minute response. They do like to grind out their drives and try to limit possessions by the opposition. But we mentioned how good their running game is for Lewis County, but they can pass the ball. They aren't unable to do it. As a matter of fact, just a couple of weeks ago, against East Fairmont, when they led by 14 points at the half, East Fairmont came back and ultimately won that game, but starting quarterback Bryant Zielinski had to have a heck of a second half to try to help mount that comeback again for the Minutemen. He finished with a career day just a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago to be exact, and he was 18 for 25, 257 yards, and 2 touchdowns in that game for the Minutemen. Again, they ultimately fall in that contest, but they fall because after coming back to go down a point with less than a minute, they got the touchdown to make it a 1-point game at 35-34, and then their freshman kicker, Aiden Oldeker, doinked a PAT try off the right upright after there was a penalty called on the Minutemen that forced him back, and he had to retry the kick. He missed the second one. A return here set up nicely by the return team. Drew Caton brings it up across the 40, and as he crossed the 40, took a pretty good lick there from the Generals kickoff team. But
that return is starting to look awful dangerous from Caton, but stopped, still giving his team great field position here at the 41 to try to get their second scoring drive in a row.
Best field position of the Minutemen have had so far tonight here in this first half. Not quite a minute and a half into it. Don't forget, coming up later on in the fourth quarter, we'll have our Parmar Stores Player of the Game. Parmar Stores is a proud sponsor of our HD Media Game Day broadcast. If there's not a Parmar near you, there will be one soon. And timeout requested here with 10:33 to go in the first half. Winfield leads 21-7 over the Minutemen from Lewis County. We're back with more right after this here on High School Game Day.
Hey, this is Coach Bob Huggins. Be sure to listen to Full Court Press for exclusive stories from my career and journey to over 900 victories.
It's time to talk West Virginia basketball. For access to our social media and radio affiliate information, visit pressvirginia.com.
Dutch Miller Automotive has been in business for 60 years, so we're celebrating. And there's 3 things I can't wait to do. Put my party hat on in place of my cowboy hat. My party hat is my cowboy hat. Play a round of golf in honor of my granddad Dutch. He'd really like that. Keep offering friends and family pricing on every brand new truck from Dutch Miller Ram of South Charleston.
During Ram Power Days, get 2.9% APR for 72 months on select 2023 Ram 1500s.
After the timeout by the Generals, we're back ready to go. Minutemen under center, Zielinski hands off to his fullback Carter. Carter is met quickly by this Generals defense. Mikey Balestro helping make that stop, as well as Caleb Cool. 1 yard gain to the 42. Sets up 2nd and 9 for the Minutemen. Zielinski in the shotgun. 2 receivers at the bottom of the formation. Drops back to pass. Cool providing some heavy pressure, as does Withrow, who just had that nice return a little bit ago for the Generals. He forces the incompletion as Zielinski was trying to find Grant Accord on the near side. That incompletion will bring up 3rd and 9 now for this Minutemen offense.
Yeah, it looked like he just as he had his man open there on the 5 and out, got to the point where he had to get rid of it and couldn't line up a good pass there. A good job of getting pressure on him on what could have been a completion if he had had a little more time to find his guy.
Liam Jeffries splits out wide to the far side of the field. 2 receivers to the near side. It's Norman Tallhammer. What a name, Norman Tallhammer. As the Stree throw back to the other side, and it's picked off. Kawan Pearson intercepts it, and he's going to try to run it back to the house. Yes, he does. Touchdown, Generals, and the cowbells go wild here in Winfield. About a 40-yard pick 6 there by Kawan Pearson, and the Generals now make it a 3-touchdown lead.
Yeah, great job there to just jump that route and take off the other way. Such a great player on offense and defense for this Winfield team. A 2nd touchdown, 1 on offense now, 1 on defense so far, and we're still in the first half. Going for 2. No, never mind. Well,
yeah, no, they are going to go for 2. Chase Massey out in the shotgun. Snap comes back, looking toward the near side, throwing near side, high pass, but caught by Aiden Hernandez for a 2-point try. It's good. Make it 29-7 with 9:35 to go in the first half.
Winfield has had 2 touchdowns in their last 1 offensive plays. Between that long return to set up that 1-yard touchdown by Miller to that great play by Pearson, pick 6, set his team up ahead. Another 8 points, I guess it was, with that 2-point conversion.
After the Minutemen got on the scoreboard for the first time, make it 14-7 with 10:56 to go in the second quarter. The Generals have put 2 touchdowns on the board since then, and it's been 1:21 since that touchdown by the Minutemen.
With 1 offensive play. Crazy. Now see if, like we said, Winfield, Lewis County was starting to figure it out, on that 2 drives ago before, that disaster one just now. So, let's see if they can tough it out and get back on track here. Still plenty of time.
Short kickoff fielded by a middle guy in that return unit. That's Leo Jones. The sophomore will rumble his way up across the 40 to the 41. So same exact starting field position for the Minutemen here. But now what do they do, trailing 29-7 in this first half?
I think it's early enough to completely, try to throw the rest of the way here, but definitely have to try to pick up the pace just a little bit, even if it's not necessarily the play calling, but trying to set up some more chunk plays. Now you want every play to be a chunk play, but try to dig and find a couple plays they're real comfortable with.
1st and 10 from their own 41. Hand off to Carter up the middle. Carter goes virtually nowhere. Got a couple of yards.
Looks like they might give him
and now we've got a flag coming in late, and this one is probably going to be against a general. Thought I saw a little bit of extra shoving in there after the play, and see what the ruling is here in just a moment. And yeah, it is a personal foul.
Well,
they're going to be offsetting, so that saves both teams. And they just take the result of the play, I guess, here. And so that was a 1 yard or 2 yard gain on that carry by.
I always thought that sets an odd standard. If both of y'all do it, it's okay.
2nd and 8 now after the 2 yard run by Carter. Handoff now goes to Accord. Owen Accord is going to be brought down just shy of midfield. And bringing him down there was Ballestero. And he actually is going to be marked down at midfield. So a 7 yard pickup. Make it 3rd and 1.
There we go. That marker's a little slow getting up there.
3rd and 1 from midfield. And off to Carter. Carter fighting for that yard. I think he just got it. I don't know. The near side, near side saying he didn't. See where they're going to spot it down at the 49 of Winfield. So that should be enough for the first down. But they are going to make sure. And I appreciate them making certain that it is a first down. It is a playoff game. They want to make certain they get these calls right and don't just rule too quickly. So you can certainly appreciate that. Both teams going to head over to their, well, at least the Generals going to head to their sideline to grab a quick water break.
Got that one.
Get some quick instruction from the coaching staff. And, yeah, that is enough for the first down as they get into Winfield territory for the second time here in this first half. Generals defense already with 2 turnovers in this first half. Had a turnover on downs, the opening possession for the Minutemen offense to start the game, and then had that pick 6 the last time the Minutemen were out on the field. Quan Pearson taking it back for the score. Slinsky turns hands off to Caton. Caton met in the backfield and is going to be forced out near the line of scrimmage. And that Generals defense does a fantastic job of swarming to the football. Well, one guy seems to get there initially and make that contact, and then it's not just him finishing the play or one other guy. It's 2, 3, 4 other guys coming to help finish plays off.
Yeah, especially when you're dealing with these plays to the outside, the defense has a job of stringing it along. I mean, it was a well set up play to begin with, but they just did not let Caton turn that corner. Until he was right there next to the sideline, only 1 yard gain out of what looked like it could have potentially been a lot bigger.
2nd and 9 on the way for the Minutemen. Zielinski in the shotgun. Takes a snap, under some pressure, throwing down the far sideline. And there was some contact there. Flag comes out as he was looking for Grant Accord. In coverage that time was Trey Tanner. See who the flag is on. There was some jostling really back and forth, but we'll wait for the official ruling. Tanner had a chance to pick that off for a moment. And we're now going to get that ruling.
An eligible man downfield. Did not see that one.
Yeah, not pass interference. Well, no,
we have
and a pass interference. So
no,
offsetting penalties. So, yeah, offsetting penalties. I was going to say, I didn't see the ineligible man downfield flag, but definitely saw the flag come out over there in the pass interference area. Just wasn't certain who they would call it on. So the play results in an incompletion, and it brings up 2nd and 9 now for the Minutemen.
Adam, when's the last time you saw 2 sets of offsetting penalties in the same drive?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
I don't
it's
know
been quite a while. A little more than 7.5 to go in this first half of action. Pass thrown over to the far side is incomplete. Zielinski looking for Owen Accord.
Well, it wasn't necessarily making a play on it. Pearson right in that area, right, looked like a very similar play to the one he picked off.
I was gonna say he tried to go up and climb the ladder and grab another one. 3rd and 9 on the way for the Minutemen offense. Clock stopped with 7:29 to go, first half. Generals lead in this first-round playoff matchup by 22. First ever meeting between these two schools. It's been all Generals so far. Zielinski under heavy pressure, and he's going to be sacked.
He just managed to get rid of it. They're going to call it incompletion.
Wow, he was under some heavy pressure. Mickey Ballesteros, the one who gets to him to force that incompletion. But there again, there were 2 or 3 other Generals defenders closing the gap in on Zielinski. Ballesteros just happened to be the one to get to him. Incompletion brings up 4th and 9, and out will come the punt team. Owen Accord stands back at his own 40, trying to help flip the field position here on the Generals. Low punt, nearly blocked. Pearson going to pick it up at the 15. Check that, that's Tanner. Tanner makes one-man miss over on the far side, and he's going to be forced out of bounds around the 35-yard line. There are multiple flags on the field.
He ran through a bouquet of flags being thrown right there as he made a cut. Likely legal block, or excuse me, holding looks like they're sticking. And there goes another one.
Yeah, late flag coming out now. Well after the play. So we'll wait on the ruling for these 3 at least penalties that were thrown. One of them's probably an unsportsmanlike conduct there, that late flag, I would assume. But again, we'll find out here momentarily. And we are here in week number 1 of the playoffs in high school football, but we're closing in on basketball season as well. High school hoops on HD Media Plus starts in December, less than a month away. Our schedule is going to feature games with George Washington here in Winfield, Huntington, South Charleston, and much more. Be sure to download that HD Media Plus app to catch all of the action totally for free, and you can take it with you wherever you go.
Train rolling by across the river. Looks kind of cool in the dark.
So the penalties are enforced, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Generals offense from their own 39. Massey drops back to throw, has a man wide open, makes the grab. That's Easton Pinkerton at the 40. He's going to try to race to the end zone. Is he going to get there? Yes, he does. Touchdown, Generals. From 61 yards out, the Generals strike quickly. Massey to Pinkerton, and the Generals make it 35-7 with 6:50 to go in the first half.
It was a great job getting open down the seam, then making a good move after that to give himself some extra space to win that foot race to the end zone. Like you said, a guy who has done it all for this Winfield team this year, has done whatever's asked of him, and then you see plays like that, you're going to say why they went to him when they needed somebody to fill in a quarterback. Alexander's
PAT try is good. Generals make it 36-7 on just the second reception for Easton Pinkerton all season. The fill-in quarterback back at his natural spot for the Generals, and he comes up big with a 61-yard touchdown. We're back with more second quarter action right after this.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
Generals getting ready to kick off yet again after a 61-yard touchdown pass from Chase Massey to Easton Pinkerton. Again, it's just the second reception of the year for Easton Pinkerton. He was the fill-in quarterback for Massey after he got hurt against Chapmanville all the way back in Week 3. Massey actually missed 5 games, so Pinkerton had to play at quarterback and played exceptionally well for the Generals as the signal caller as the kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback. Here are Pinkerton's statistics as the quarterback while filling in for Chase Massey. 33 of 64, 499 yards, 9 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. So above a 50% pass completion, almost 500 yards, 9 touchdowns, so a 3-to-1 interception to touchdown interception rate. 68 carries, 432 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, just a great
job. Talk about a great fill-in.
Filling in, and especially when you look at how there might end up being a strong quarterback next year. Massey, a senior this year, so just great. You love knowing that you have someone to go to in that type of situation. Like I said, it wasn't just for games. 5 weeks they went to him and were successful during those 5 weeks.
Handoff now goes to Caton. Caton has some blockers ahead of him, and he is going to be brought down after a maybe 3-yard gain if he's lucky, because he had those blockers.
There's another one.
Yeah, there's another late flag coming out. And they're pointing like it's on the Minutemen, so they might be marching backward. I don't think that's something Minutemen typically do, is march backward.
Well, sometimes you got to, I guess. Not in this situation. Not what you want if you're the football Minutemen.
And that is going to back him up.
Yeah,
and that comes after the result of the play, because, again, it's that late flag, a dead ball penalty. So back him up 15.
I almost wish I was down there close enough to kind of hear what was going on, because I don't know if there's a low bar being set for trash talk, or there's a whole lot of it.
And again, it's a little surprising considering this is the first time these two teams have ever met in their two schools' history, as Lewis County calls a timeout here. Going to talk things over on 2nd and long upcoming with 6:19 to go in the first half.
Familiarity can breed contempt, but it can also, clean slate. Might not start off with the right foot. Look at these two teams are jawing just a little bit back and forth, and there might, some referee crews might have a little bit of a lower bar for what constitutes the flag than others, but still, you rarely see this many so far, especially we're still not even midway through the second quarter right now.
Well, this is a Lewis County team searching for just its second ever playoff win, 1-8 in the playoffs all time. Their lone win came 11 years ago, nearly to the day. November 9th, 2012, the lone playoff win for Lewis County. A 24-23 win on the road at University. Again, nearly 11 years to the day for this matchup against the Winfield Generals. It's just the third time that Lewis County's been in the playoffs since that 2012 win. Handoff goes to Carter up the middle, and he is going to be stopped pretty quickly again by that Generals defense. Done a great job of bottling up the Minutemen runners for the majority of this first half, save for that touchdown drive that Lewis County was able to put together on their third possession of this first half. 3rd and long on the way for the Minutemen. Made that relatively long trek from Weston down here to Winfield on this cold November night. Handoff goes to Caton off the left side, trying to bounce it to the sideline, and then got cut off and tried to bounce it back inside, but that's right where the Generals defense was lying in wait to bring him down after a short gain. Generals defense does their job again after about a 3, maybe 4-yard pickup on that run by Caton. And Trey Turner will trot back to await the punt from Owen Accord.
A dangerous special teams unit here at Winfield, very well coached as we know. And, they got really close to blocking this last one. Let's see if they can get closer on this one.
Cord punts it away, and they do almost get to it. Tanner going to pick it up, trying to pick it up. Finally does pick it up at the 50. Went to make a plant with his left foot and then pulled up some grass on that and slipped.
And honestly, that right there might be the worst play they've had so far. All things have been going so well for Winfield. A only 2-yard punt return is qualifying as a bad play for them right now.
Well, I think they're going to give him 3 just into Lewis County territory to the 49, but Tanner nearly had a disaster there on his hands, literally, because he
took his eyes off it once, and then took his eyes off it again when the first time went down to grab it, but unfortunately, got it, and all things are fine for Winfield, just already starting inside their enemy territory.
Pearson with a sweep out to the outside, quickly bottled up by the Minutemen defense.
That might be the best play we've seen out of the Minutemen defense so far. That
play is the first negative play, isn't it? Well, for the Generals, is he going to be
definitely
stopped back
the first
at the
time
50?
they've stopped Pearson for anything less than, anything less than 10 yards. So
they're going to give him a loss of 2 there, back to the Generals 49. So Winfield pushed back into their own territory after that sweep to the right to Kawan Pearson. Massey drops back to throw. Throws to the near side. Caught by his man Hernandez. And Hernandez is slung down to the ground by Owen Accord, the safety. And I think they're going to get a face mask penalty against him on that tackle. Great hands, though, by Aiden Hernandez to stay in there and make that catch. He's going to get up to down to the 41. Be a 10-yard pickup plus the foul. So they will mark off an additional 15. Take it 1st and 10 to the 28. Massey under center in an I formation for the Generals. Check that. That's Easton Pinkerton now under center for the Generals. Hard count there. Checking the play at the line of scrimmage, and now Generals back ready to go. And Pinkerton under center, turns, hands off to Miller. Miller breaks his way out of one tackle and is brought down just shy of the 20 by Alex Goodwin, the junior linebacker. Spot him down at the 21-yard line. Bring up 2nd and 4 after a 6-yard pickup. Call it a long 3. Again, Pinkerton back under center. Turns, hands to Miller again, this time off the right side. Miller follows his blockers, bowls over one would-be tackler, and he gets down inside the 10. Finally bringing him down is Grant Accord, but not before Miller has a first down, and it sets up the Generals' 1st and goal from the 9. Just under 3 minutes to go, first half. Winfield leads 36-7 here at home. In this first-round playoff matchup. Massey back in at quarterback now. Throws out to the near side, and into the end zone is Kawan Pearson. His 3rd score of the half. Had one on the ground, had one on defense, and now has one in the receiving game.
3 of Massey's 4 completions so far have been touchdowns at this point. 9-yarder to Laffrey, the 61-yarder to Pinkerton, and then that roughly 9-yarder to Pearson.
Kick is up, and it is good. 43-7, Winfield leads with Just under 3 minutes to go until halftime. We're back with more right after this on High School Game Day.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
Don't forget, you can read all about tonight's game as well as other playoff matchups happening around the state in your weekend edition of the Gazette-Mail or Herald-Dispatch. Sure you pick it up wherever you pick up your print edition of your favorite HD media paper. Taylor Kennedy will have a full game recap from this one between Lewis County and Winfield, where it's the Generals all over the Minutemen, 43-7. Just under 3 to go until the first half. Adam Rogers, Will Vance, our Media Center crew, happy to have you with us here this evening on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media. Ball still on the ground, bobbling around after the low line kickoff, but finally able to jump on top of it for the Minutemen was Garrett Smith, number 55, the junior, able to maintain possession for Lewis County.
That's the second time Lewis County had a fumble scare on a kick return so far in this first half.
1st and 10 for the Minutemen now from their own 35. And what do you think we might see the Minutemen open it up a little bit more in the passing game here, down 43-7 in this first half?
I think so. I mean, that's usually how you the only way to really fight your way back into a game like this when the score's gotten so lopsided so fast, but we'll see what they do here.
Handoff goes to Caton, and he's bottled up in the backfield. Somehow still on his feet, though. Oh, my goodness. And he's going to somehow scamper his way for nearly a first down. Oh, my goodness. The Winfield defense nearly had him bottled up for a 5-yard loss, but stayed on his feet somehow and danced around defenders to get all the way up to the 43-yard line. An 8-yard pickup on what was nearly a 5-yard loss.
They came playing very effectively tonight. 6 carries for 38 yards, including his first carry went for a big 21, biggest play for the team so far tonight.
For 2nd and 2, handoff goes to Carter. Carter rumbling his way for the first down as of now. He'll get up across the 45, just shy of the 50. But there is a flag on the field, and this one looks like it might be coming back. Yeah, chop block against the Minutemen. So back them up from the original line of scrimmage. That's a heavy penalty to take right there, too, for the Minutemen. You had 2nd and 2. Now it's 2nd and 17. Man, what a blow for the Minutemen offense there, who seemed like they were getting things going on this drive.
Even with a couple canceled out penalties so far, Lewis County 3 accepted moving penalties for 45 yards in this one so far. So not helping themselves in that category.
Ball back at the 28 of the Minutemen. Play action fake. Zielinski under heavy pressure. Miller trying to get to him, and he does. A sack for the Generals defense. And that sets up 3rd and long now for Lewis County's offense. Chase Miller unrelenting on that run. Was not going to give up chase there on Zielinski, and he gets him from behind. Back to the 21-yard line, a 7-yard sack. And this Generals defense has been fantastic in this first half. A timeout requested, and that will stop the clock. That taken by Winfield. So 1 timeout left for the Generals, 2 for the Minutemen in this final minute 30 of the first half. And happy to have you with us here on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media. Don't forget, we'll have our Par-Mar Stores Player of the Game coming up for you in the fourth quarter. We'll make that announcement for us. Again, if there's not a Par-Mar near you, there will be one soon. And be sure to look out for your Building and Construction Trades Player of the Week on your HD Media social media channels. Last week's Player of the Week was Keegan Sack from George Washington. Who will it be next week? Stay tuned to find out. Again, for your Building and Construction Trades Player of the Week. 3rd and long up for the Minutemen after the timeout by the Generals, trying to conserve some time here in this first half and get another possession for the offense. Play action fake. Zielinski throws it on the near side, and that pass is batted down. Kobe Lawfrey gets his hands up and knocks that pass out of the air. And that will bring up 4th down and long, and the Minutemen will punt things away.
And that really saved Winfield there because Caton was all alone there on kind of a wheel route about in the flat. No one around him. Would have been a big play if he would reel that one in, but once again we see a batted ball, which both teams have been doing pretty well getting in each other's passing lanes so far. Neither quarterback necessarily lighting it up.
It's at least the 3rd or 4th batted ball we've had in this first half from a lineman or a linebacker coming off.
Including one where 2 got their mitts on it, which you do not see very often.
McCord gets a nice bounce on his punt. It'll bounce and roll all the way inside the 40 down to the 36. So Winfield will get the football back and send the offense out with just over a minute to go in this first half of action. Cold but clear night here in Putnam County. Happy to have you with us on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media for week 1 of playoff action here in West Virginia. We're not quite certain where we'll be next week for round 2. Depends on what happens with these games going on around the area tonight and tomorrow, as Massey under heavy pressure. He's going to be sacked. And for the Minutemen, I believe that was, 54. There we go. I thought it was 64. That's Tyler Carson making the sack there back at the 30-yard line. And now a timeout by Winfield, going to stop the clock again here with 57 seconds to go. So Generals, no timeouts remaining. 2 left for the Minutemen in this final 57 seconds of this first half. Pretty big weekend for West Virginia college football teams this week. The West Virginia Mountaineers take on the Oklahoma Sooners in Norman tomorrow night. You can check out the Touchdown City show for post-game analysis and commentary. If you're a Mountaineer fan, check out touchdowncity.com for more details. And Marshall Thundering Herd with their Big 75 game tomorrow. Marshall players will wear the all-black uniforms, the black helmet, the snorting buffalo on the side to pay tribute to the 1970 team who perished in the plane crash. We've got a double reverse pass. Kawan Pearson has it at the 43, and he's trying to break off toward the end zone. Easton Pinkerton running behind him saying, "Let's go," and he gets in. What a play design for the Generals. Luke Davis dials up the arm and throws it for 6. A 70-yard touchdown pass for the Generals, and they make it 49-7 in the first half.
Wow, just Pearson just magically touching the ball. Great play designed to get him behind the defense on that double reverse pass. Great way to end the half on offense for Winfield.
PAT is up and good. And what a play call right there. You call your last time out of the game, or the first half rather, to dial up something like that. I mean, that great play calling. They never saw it coming. Pearson had a step on both defenders there.
And they almost got to him, but he just had too much flat line speed to be able to, or straight line speed to be able to catch on that one. Great job just like I said, just such a Swiss Army knife for Winfield. 4 touchdowns now, I believe. 2 receiving, 1 rushing, and 1 on defense on a pick 6.
I mentioned it is a clear but cold night here in Winfield. You can see some of the fans on this near side breaking out those portable heaters, trying to stay warm. And they were doing that last year when we were up here for that playoff game against the Herbert Hoover Huskies. The Generals ultimately fell in that one, and the Huskies went all the way to the state championship game up in Wheeling at Wheeling Island Stadium for the Super 6, but would fall in that state championship game.
Now, of course, the big difference being that this year we are inside as opposed to being outside.
Very true.
Big difference maker.
But the one thing you can say about these General fans is they are prepared no matter the weather. And they get loud.
I imagine there's a good chunk of these heaters, and I end up in deer stands here in a couple weeks.
Oh, I'm sure they will. First and 10 for the Minutemen from their own 33-yard line, trailing by 43 points in this first half. Reverse goes to Caton, trying to bounce it out wide, and he is met in the backfield. 3-yard loss as the Generals defense gets to him again. Blake Withrow with the tackle for loss. And now the question is do the Minutemen try to snap it one more time before the end of the half?
Does not look like they're moving with much conviction to get that done.
Under 10 seconds ago, they're going to let this clock run out and go to the locker rooms and try to regroup, but a lot's going to happen for the Minutemen to mount a comeback in this one. Down 50-7 as the Cowbells get going once again on this near sideline. Support of their Winfield Generals, who lead 50-7 at the half over Lewis County in the first ever meeting between these two schools in this first round playoff matchup. We're going to step aside for a break, and then we'll bring you back here for some playoff halftime performance, from the Winfield Generals marching band. It's coming up right after this on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
In an ever-changing world, one thing you can always count on is Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Hurricane. You know, Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and their method is so straightforward it may shock you. Friendly service and a huge selection of inventory with more arriving daily. When you're ready for your next vehicle, take the short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just off the Hurricane exit of I-64. Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the field the Lewis County High School marching band. Now, to continue your halftime entertainment, please welcome back the 5-time Grand Champion winning pride of Winfield, the 2023 Winfield Generals Marching Band. Staff members Peter Miller, Jeff Davis, and Greg Winfield. ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it once again for two of the best fans.
In an ever-changing world, one thing you can always count on is Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Hurricane. You know, Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and their method is so straightforward it may shock you. Friendly service and a huge selection of inventory with more arriving daily. When you're ready for your next vehicle, take the short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just off the Hurricane exit of I-64. Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
Hi, this is JJ Roberts from Huntington, and when I'm back home, you will find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Hey, this is Coach Bob Huggins. Be sure to listen to Full Court Press for exclusive stories from my career and journey to over 900 victories.
It's time to talk West Virginia basketball. For access to our social media and radio affiliate information, visit pressvirginia.com.
Dutch Miller Automotive has been in business for 60 years, so we're celebrating. And there's three things I can't wait to do. Put my party hat on in place of my cowboy hat. Party hat is my cowboy hat. Play a round of golf in honor of my granddad Dutch. He'd really like that. Keep offering friends and family pricing on every brand new truck from Dutch Miller Ram of South Charleston.
During Ram Power Days, get 2.9% APR for 72 months on select 2023 Ram 1500s.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
Generals lead at the half here at home in round one of high school football playoffs in West Virginia over Lewis County, 50-7 our halftime score. It's been all Generals in this one from the jump. The defense got a turnover on downs against the Minutemen offense, and then just a few plays later took that 7-0 lead off of a 9-yard touchdown pass to Toby Lawfrey. And then again, a run for the Generals. They got up 14-0 before Lewis County finally got on the scoreboard. That came a little more than a minute into the second quarter. A 2-yard touchdown run for Braden Carter, his 15th rushing touchdown of the season. That made it 14-7, but then it was a 36-0 run by the Generals, and that includes a pick six from Kawan Pearson, who I would say at this point in time is a pretty strong candidate for our Parmar Stores player of the game. Pearson with a total of 4 touchdowns in the first half for the Generals. Had a 27-yard run, a 40-yard pick six, a 61-yard catch, and then, a 9-yard catch, and then a 70-yard catch off of a double reverse. That was the final score in the first half. So, a strong performance from the Generals offense in the first half of this game, as Winfield is well on its way to round number 2 into the quarterfinals, and Winfield pretty much again just got to close this one out and then wait on the result in the 3-14 matchup, which is Roane County hosting Independence. And right now, Will, it's Independence Patriots on top against the Roane County Raiders by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. And, Will, you know what that means. If Independence holds on for a win, the Generals are back at home next week for round 2 of the playoffs.
As we can see, they're making full use of their home field advantage in this one. So I'm sure they'd obviously love to get the win and keep playing another week and try to get close to the Wheeling. But it looks like they're likely going to take care of business here. They see the Independence and try to do the same up there.
This is a Generals team that's coming off of its best season in a long time. 10-2 last year. Cardinal Conference champions last season. Finishing second this year, runner-up to the Scott Skyhawks after they played a second de facto championship game for the second year in a row. Winfield winning that one last year, 34-14. Generals 8-2 coming into this one, headed to 9-2 as long as it can hold on to this 43-point lead. Some other scores from Class AA. Again, we gave you that Roane County Independence score. Patriots lead the Raiders 28-14 in the third quarter. In the 1-16 matchup, North Marion leads Lincoln 28-0 in the third quarter. Fairmont Senior has taken the lead against the Wayne Pioneers. Fairmont leads 17-14 in the third quarter. Pioneers led 14-10 at halftime in that one. Frankfort and Weir in the 12-5 matchup. Weir and Frankfort tied 14-all third quarter. Mingo Central taking on Philip Barber in the 7-10 matchup. The Miners, the 7 seed, leading by a touchdown in the third quarter, 21-14. And then some Saturday games in Class AA as well. Nitro, the 13 seed in the playoffs this year, taking on the 4 seed and Cardinal Conference champions Scott Skyhawks. Scott lost to Nitro last Friday night in the regular season finale and prevented a perfect season for the Skyhawks. We'll go into that one 9-1. So we're underway here in the second half of this one. Low kickoff on the ground is returned by the Generals. That'll be Christopher Radcliffe, and Radcliffe brings it all the way back across midfield and into Minutemen territory to begin this second half for the Generals offense as he gets down to the 46-yard line. One other game still in AA to be played tomorrow is number 9 Herbert Hoover, the state runner-ups last year in Class AA. They take their 9th seed and 7-3 record on the road to take on East Fairmont. The Bees come in number 8 and 8-2 in Class AA. So Generals offense get the football to start this second half, leading by 43 points. Handoff goes to Jace Miller, and Miller has a nice carry there on first down. Is close to the first down the stick. Going to give him 9 officially. Down to the 37. Second and 1 for the Generals offense. Easton Pinkerton back taking snaps for Winfield. As the Generals have gone. That ball on the ground. Still waiting to find out. I think Lewis County may have jumped on top of it. But no. No correction. The Generals are able to get on top. I believe that was Gannon Boggs, the freshman, able to jump back on top of it. Lost it on the handoff. But that is enough for a first down as it gets down to the 30-yard line. Gain of 7 on that play for the Generals. Operating with the backups in for majority here. At least with a couple of them rotating in. As Pearson goes in motion. Pinkerton hands on a reverse the other way, and getting a big lick there by the defense is Gavin Craffey. And now we've got a couple of late flags coming out here.
Yeah, take your helmet off like that.
Some extracurriculars.
Number 9, Gavin Craffey is the ball carrier. Right down to number 15, Drew Clayton. Multiple flags.
We're going to wait on the ruling. Looks like at least one of these flags is against Lewis County. Head coach Eddie Smolder signaling he wanted to decline one of those. Smolder in his second year at the helm of this Winfield program led the Generals to that Cardinal Conference championship in his first season and a playoff win. So we got illegal sports or unsportsmanlike conduct against both teams. And then another one on Lewis County. And now a timeout requested by Eddie Smolder. Wants to talk things over here. With 10:39 to go in this third quarter. We haven't even played a minute and a half. Or we'll play a little more than a minute and a half of this second half. And I thought they pointed that unsportsmanlike conduct against Lewis County. He must have pointed the wrong way. And so it's against Winfield. It'll be first and 25 from midfield.
Didn't sound right that in the end Lewis County came out on the losing side of that whole thing, but whatever. I guess it's first down for Lewis County at the.
No, it's first and 10 for Winfield. So yeah, it was Winfield football.
So it's first.
How quickly things spiral out after
first and
pushing and
26 or 27 right there.
25. I believe should be correct at midfield. Pinkerton in the shotgun. Drops back to throw. Throws across the middle, and that is incomplete. Hit his man, Aiden Hernandez, right in the hands. Hernandez running across the middle there on that slant route. May have heard some footsteps coming from behind. And a chilly night here in Winfield, West Virginia. First round playoff matchup between Lewis County and Winfield. First ever meeting between these two teams. Jace Miller going to come toward the near side, and he'll get down inside the 45, where he's wrapped up and brought down by Braden Carter. Down to the 43, so a 7-yard pickup there. We'll set up third, still long for the Generals. Two receivers split out to the far side of the field. Two split to the near side. Luke Davis and Kawan Pearson on the near side here. As Pinkerton looks over at the sideline for the play call. Pinkerton option, pitches it out to Miller. Miller gets around the edge and is going to be back inside the original down markers. And he'll be brought down shy of the 30. And a timeout, Winfield now. Going to talk over this fourth down as they spot him at the 31. That would be a 12-yard run by Miller there. And two quick timeouts in this third quarter by Winfield. Just one timeout remaining for the Generals the rest of this game. And kind of in no man's land, really, in terms of punting. Don't have any statistics for the punting from Winfield, but, I mean, you're just shy of the 30. You're up 50-7. I mean, again, you're not really going to punt at this point. It's too close, obviously, unless you're going to try to pin them really deep and go coffin corner.
Or, I mean, you have
field goal could be an option. It'd be a long field goal try.
Looks like, if anything, maybe their quarterback will do a little pooch kick or something.
Yeah, could see an Easton Pinkerton pooch punt. Or could just see him straight up go for it. Find out what they do here after timeout by head coach Eddie Smolder. 4th and 6 on the way for the Generals. Pinkerton under center, going to throw it out in the flat to Kawan Pearson, and that pass is incomplete. It was thrown forward, so the incomplete pass is a turnover on downs, and that's really the first negative thing for this Winfield football team this evening. Again, kind of in a no man's land there, but Definitely not the result they were thinking of there when Pinkerton let that go out of his hands and that pass out into the flat. So out comes the Lewis County offense for the first time in the second half. Don't forget, if you'd like to watch all of our coverage on High School Game Day, you can take it with you wherever you go by downloading HD Media Plus app. You get access to all the free content for video and live streams just by downloading the HD Media Plus app. A nice run here by Braden Carter as he switches hands to his outside. Easton Pinkerton trying to get an angle on him to bring him down, and Carter is finally brought down inside the 25 at the 24.
So our way back at the 33, by far biggest play for Lewis County tonight.
Over 40 yards on that run for Braden Carter, the senior. Down to the 24. $43 yards on that tote. As Will mentions, the longest run of the day, longest play of the day for the Minutemen. Handoff on a sweep to the outside goes to Caton. Caton trying to dance his way out of a couple of tackles, and he's going to get down near the 20. And that will put the Minutemen in the red zone. Spotted down at the 18. Second down and medium to go for the Minutemen here. Trying to keep the offense moving. Cut into this deficit. Zielinski in the shotgun. Sends a man in motion. Hands off to Carter up the middle. Carter goes from left. Cuts back right. And he'll be brought down inside the 5. First down run for Braden Carter.
Now Carter's a fairly
to the 11.
Fairly unique running back there. Does a really good job with his vision, picking where he goes, but also just such great downhill power. Not necessarily the fastest guy out there, but has great vision to find every bit of free space he can, and the strength to make a little bit of extra on top of that.
First and 10 from the 11. Again, my apologies on that. Read the lines wrong on the field. Caton with a run to the outside. Broke out of a couple of tackles, and he's across the goal line into the end zone for 6. With 7:16 to go in the third quarter, the Minutemen back on the board, make it 50-13 after the 11-yard touchdown run from Carter. His second touchdown run of the evening. And out for the point after try as the freshman Aiden Oldeker. 7 of 7 last week in the final week of the regular season. 1 for 1 so far tonight. Kick is up, and it is good. Make it 50-14. 7:16 to go, third quarter. We're back with more right after this on High School Game Day.
In an ever-changing world, one thing you can always count on is Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Hurricane. You know, Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals, and their method is so straightforward it may shock you. Friendly service and a huge selection of inventory with more arriving daily. When you're ready for your next vehicle, take the short 20-minute drive from Charleston or Huntington to Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, just off the Hurricane exit of I-64. Walker Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, making friends one deal at a time.
The blankets and the space heaters have been broken out in full force tonight. It is a cold evening here in Winfield. 44 degrees right now. But it's been pretty hot on the field in terms of the Generals offense. 50 points in the first half. Well, sorry, I should say 43 points. A pick 6 by Kwan Pearson on the defensive side of the ball.
Wasn't the pick 6 they went for 2 on?
It was the pick 6 they went for 2 on.
Don't really know why they did that, but it worked. Got him at some point.
Keeps you in practice. Minutemen got on the board with a 11-yard touchdown run by Braden Carter, his second touchdown run of the night, 16th on the season. At over 1,100 rushing yards on the year coming into tonight. He's been held relatively well in check by this Generals defense tonight. Or excuse me, Drew Caton with the touchdown run, not Carter. I wrote Carter and meant Caton. Generals get the football back at their own 20 after the touchback on the kickoff.
Looks like there are a couple more, starting to look less like it. I'd say a couple more second-string guys, but you still got Pearson out there. You still got Miller, and looks like Pinkerton.
Pinkerton under center.
I guess Pinkerton is technically the second quarterback.
Hands off to Pearson off the left side. Pearson follows the blocking to a T. Gets across midfield down to the 40. The foot race to the end zone. Does he have enough in the tank? He does not. Caught inside the 10. But what a run from Kawan Pearson. Touchdown saving tackle by the Minutemen defense. As Pearson goes all the way down to the 9.
71-yard run.
71 on that carry by Kawan Pearson. His second play of 70 or more yards this evening. Pinkerton in the shotgun now. Miller to his right. Pinkerton going to keep it himself on a quarterback power, and Pinkerton is going to be brought down after a short gain, if anything. Near side official marking him back at the line of scrimmage, but we'll see where they spot the ball down. Back at the 9, so no gain on that carry. Generals starting to take some time off the clock. 20 seconds on the play clock. Now under 6 on the game clock. Pinkerton under center. Hands off to his check that. Kept it himself. Pulled it out of his fullback's belly. And Pinkerton into the end zone for 6. A 9-yard touchdown run for Easton Pinkerton.
Yeah, good job there, pulling out just at the last minute because Miller got stuffed on that one, but did have the ball. Great job pulling it out right at the right time and sneaking in there for his first score of the game, second score of the game. Excuse me.
Yeah, had a 61-yard touchdown reception from Chase Massey. That came with 6:50 to go in the first half. As the point after attempt is good, make it 57-14. Generals on top. Parmar is a proud sponsor of our HD Media Game Day broadcast this evening. If there's not a Parmar near you, there will be one soon. Take a quick look at the score from the Independence and Roane County game. Again, last time we updated you on that, Independence was leading 28-14 in the third quarter. Well, I can tell you the Patriots have blown it open in the second half. It's now 41-14, Independence leading Roane County. And should that result hold with Independence winning, the Generals will be back here at home next week for the second round of the playoffs for the second year in a row, hoping things go better than they did last year, losing to eventual state runner-up Herbert Hoover. As the return is brought up just shy of the 30, Minutemen offense will come back out on the field and try and keep the scoring momentum going. Took them over a quarter to score the first time, and about a quarter and one quarter and then another quarter to score here. Math. Fractions.
unnecessary fractions.
I know. First and 10 for the Minutemen. Zelensky will hand it off to Caton. And Caton will have a few yards. Caton with the touchdown run on the previous drive. And a short gain there on 1st and 10, set up 2nd and 7. Mentioned this is the first time for Lewis County in the playoffs since 2019. Third time under head coach Dustin Kogar. But both of those games before this one also ending in losses. Losing to Fairmont Senior in 2018 and then to Bridgeport in 2019. We do have a flag that comes out at the end of this play. Crackback against the Minutemen, so that will back them up.
Seeing a lot of calls you don't normally see. We've got crackbacks. We've had
that was a 15-yard penalty.
What's the chop block? Don't normally see that one. I think 3 different times we've had offsetting penalties. I don't think the rest are necessarily doing a bad job. It's just odd game out here as far as the fouls are concerned.
And a timeout has been granted here, I believe. Official timeout. Big thanks to our crew this evening, our producer-director, Ethan Young, keeping me on track tonight, as he always does, and our fantastic cameraman, Dan Shreve, doing great things out there in the cold. Appreciate his efforts this evening, as we do every week, but especially tonight. This is the coldest night we've had for high school football here. I mean, it makes sense. We are getting later now as daylight saving has kicked into effect, and we're inching closer and closer to winter. That's right, I said the W word, winter. Still technically fall, but we're creeping closer and closer to it.
December 21st is the first day. So, whatever. We all
day,
just,
but yeah,
we change what season we decide to say it is, depending on how it feels out there. But
people already have Christmas decorations up, for Pete's sake. I'm not one of those people, but I want to have my Thanksgiving turkey first. And it'll be Carter rumbling his way forward up across the 25. And, well, again, this Winfield defense has been impressive all night long. I mean, just giving up 2 touchdown drives, but other than that has been so good at not just getting pressure in the backfield, whether it be a pass or a run, but then swarming to the ball carrier. They do a fantastic job of getting not just 1 or 2, but 3, 4, 5, 6 guys going to make a tackle for that Generals defense.
And that's what you need to do against the downfield hard-running style that they're up against tonight. Carter's a very good back, but if you get 2 or 3 bodies on him before you hit the line of scrimmage, not much he can do most times.
Zelensky drops back to pass, and he is going to be sacked. I believe that was Toby Lawfrey getting the sack there. He and I think Kawan Pearson got back there as well, as the Generals brought that blitz. Actually had a General player lose their helmet, too.
Like right off the bat?
Yeah. Talk about a bang-bang play. I mean, for his helmet flying off and then the play to be over right after that, pretty much. He wasn't involved in that sack, but...
Probably for the best he wasn't with his helmet on the ground.
But again, great penetration by that Winfield defense. It's been doing it all night long, and seeing him get relatively close to trying to block that one there. It will take a Lewis County bounce back across midfield, and there is finally down at the 50 as it was thought it was going to keep bouncing down the field. Instead, kicked back up and started to bounce toward midfield. Fortunately, Drew Caton was there to stop it before it could roll back into Lewis County territory. And now a flag comes on the field from over on the far side. I don't know if this is a sideline warning. No. Haven't had a sideline warning yet, but we get a dead ball and sportsmanlike conduct penalty on Lewis County before Winfield's offense even trots out onto the field.
There must be a pretty low bar for what qualifies as sportsmanlike for this crew. That's the only thing I can think of. As we've had, and
there have been quite a few.
And it hasn't felt like a chippy game necessarily. You know, a couple guys get shoving here and
a
there,
little bit, but not tremendously chippy. Not to the extent of the flags we've seen. Nice run here from third-string quarterback for Winfield. That is Jared Miller. His first carry of the season by my numbers, anyway. 6 of 11 passing for 66 yards and a touchdown on the year coming into tonight's game.
Yeah, we talk about this sometimes, how this is one of the ways a good team stay good, is when you get up on a team like this, you have time to put your freshman quarterback in for a solid quarter of work to get him that experience that otherwise he might not have. He takes off here again.
Yeah, nice read option here on 1st and 10. Will be brought down around the 20.
Yeah, we've been saying through the thing, your starting quarterback's a senior. Your, I guess, number 2 quarterbacks can play anywhere else on the offense. You don't necessarily need him to do that. So, get your third guy in here, let him get some reps. It looks like it's mostly second unit now in here for Winfield. I don't see any starters of note out there on the offense.
Yeah, a little more than 2 minutes to go in the game. I'd say it's safe to say pretty much all the backups are in the game for the Generals, as it's a short handoff or short gain by Gannon Boggs off that handoff.
We still have a full quarter to go here, so these backups are getting plenty of valuable experience against a playoff team that might not necessarily have the fight they had to start the game, but still a quality team that earned their spot here.
A tough day for this Lewis County defense, as it'll be Miller keeping it himself, shakes out one defender, shook another, and trying to fight for first down yardage, and he very well may have gotten it.
I think that fall forward got it.
Yeah, what a great extra effort there by Jared Miller. Again, made 2 guys miss around the line of scrimmage and then fought his way forward to pick up that first down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Again, really tough day for this Lewis County defense after having a great game last week against Grafton. On the road, this Lewis County defense forced 3 turnover on downs, picked off Grafton's quarterback twice, forced 2 fumbles, and held Grafton off the scoreboard until late in the fourth quarter, where they finally were able to put 2 touchdowns on the board, but it was far too late then. Going over for a touchdown pass, but it's intercepted. Jared Miller was trying to find his target, Aiden Martinez, but it's picked off on the near side by Drew Caton. There is an injured Minutemen player down, and they're going to have to come over from the far side of the field to come tend to him. It will be Minutemen football with 49 seconds to go in the third quarter. When we come back, I believe that is Drew Caton, the man who made the interception on that play, down. Hopefully just some crampings, but they're going to come deal with that. And we will step aside for a quick break while they see to him. Winfield leads 57-14. We're back with more right after this.
Hi, this is JJ Roberts from Huntington, and when I'm back home, you will find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Hey, this is Coach Bob Huggins. Be sure to listen to Full Court Press for exclusive stories from my career and journey to over 900 victories.
It's time to talk West Virginia basketball. For access to our social media and radio affiliate information, visit pressvirginia.com.
So that was indeed the senior Drew Caton, who has been playing hard all night long. Great to see him able to walk over to the far side of the field under his own power. Again, it looked like it was just some cramping going on. And as much as he's played on both sides of the ball tonight, he's, again, left just about everything he has out there on the field. It's unfortunate for him and the other 11 seniors on this team that their season will come to a close. But this senior class did do something that they haven't been able to do in the time that they've been with this Minutemen program, and that's get to the playoffs. So it's at least something that these seniors can hang their hat on, that they had a great enough season in their final year to make it to the playoffs. It didn't end the way they wanted things to. Again, still with a quarter to go, but, this is a Minutemen team that has fought. I mean, they haven't given up in this game. They've been fighting hard at each and every play. And this is something that this program can build off of. Again, getting to the playoffs for the first time since 2019. So something definitely for Lewis County to look forward to next season. Going to have to replace a lot of those seniors, though, in some key positions for Lewis County.
Well, that's kind of one of the things is there are exactly 3 high school football teams in West Virginia that will end their season, quote, the way they want to. It's the way basketball works too. It's
except in basketball now you get 4 classes.
Right. Well, I guess 4 teams
and it's soon to be that way supposedly here for football as well.
Well,
not exactly sure when, but soon to be, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Next couple years.
I don't love that idea, but no one asked me. But man, I lost my train of thought there.
Well, yeah, you're right. Nobody's able to end their season.
Right. But like you said, when Lewis County, like I said, they were able to build something going forward. Yes, they're losing 11 seniors, but they also have very important contributors who will be coming back. But they are going to be losing, Caton, Carter, Zelensky. They're big 3 guys who really make that offense go. Got Accord coming back. I think he's a junior.
Yeah, Owen Accord will be back. Grant Accord will not be back, though. He is one of those 11 seniors. Grant Accord, the second leading receiver on this Minutemen team.
Well, you just hope that they leave a certain, certain standard and certain, level of set the bar high enough that the guys coming after them can keep going. And make these playoff appearances less hard to come by for Lewis County.
Class AA, though, is a very tough classification with as many teams as there are, and only 16 teams make the playoffs. So that does make it a little bit harder. Just getting to the playoffs in Class AA, a very tough thing to do, as we mentioned. And this year with the new rating system, things changed around quite a bit. Had 3 different 8-2 teams this year not make the playoffs. Not in Class AA. One of those teams was in Class AA, 2 of them in Class Single A. But, again, that goes to show you that strength of schedule will start to play a big factor in how these playoff ratings are determined moving forward with this new system. And just look at Class Single A alone, Will. You had James Monroe finishes 8-1. So 9-game schedule for the Monarchs. But they finished as the number 1 team in Class Single A coming into the playoffs. And there were 4 other teams who were 10-0 in Class Single A behind them in that rating system. So, again, playing 1 fewer game and taking a loss, and yet James Monroe's schedule helps them out to get that number 1 spot. Kind of saw it play out here in the Cardinal Conference.
And if that keeps up, you're going to see teams start trying to toughen up their schedule, which kind of a double-edged sword whenever schools got to fill out their schedule. This isn't college. These kids got to have
even take a look at we've got a 4th down coming up for the Minutemen. Even just, for example, AAA, Class AAA. Capital finished, I believe it was 2-7, 2-8 this year, but we're only 3 spots out of the playoffs. I mean, with 2 wins, that's wild to say that you were able to finish 2 spots or 3 spots out of the playoffs despite only winning 2 games all year. And it's because of the schedule that Capital plays in that Mountain State Athletic Conference. Those are tough games each and every week, and they play 8 conference games right now with the MSAC. That's getting ready to go to 6 next year. So some of those teams will still play against other MSAC schools. They just won't be ruled as conference games. So I'm very interested to see how the Cardinal Conference handles things like that moving forward as well. Again, this is a new rating system for everybody to adjust to and see how things shake out. But we already know George Washington not really going to change much in their schedule. When you and I played there, played all MSAC schools every single week, even though, again, only 8 of those were deemed as conference games. And that's nearly how George Washington has been doing things since we've graduated, although they have added that game that ended this year, the series that ended this year with Ashland Paul Blazer.
That ended with a change in the rules in Kentucky. Which
it doesn't allow Kentucky to have as many points for their playoff system playing out-of-state teams. So, both teams having to look for new competition to play. And that Ashland Paul Blazer team out of Kentucky actually moved up from Class 3A to Class 4A. They have some more regional teams they have to play now in that Class 4A. So, as we mentioned, it just didn't shake out for them, and it didn't make sense for them to continue to play that series any longer. But it was a great series for both schools, both teams being competitive in their respective states and in their respective classifications. Fourth quarter action, running clock as the Generals lead by 43 points. Again, on their way to round number 2 of playoffs in Class AA. Take another check of that scoreboard for Class AA. Independence in the fourth quarter, leading on the road over Roane County, 48 to 21 now is the score. So both teams have scored since we last gave you a check-in of that one. And again, be Winfield hosting Independence here next week, as long as Roane County doesn't make a hellacious run in this final quarter, as the Generals take a timeout with just under 8 minutes to go in this contest. Let's take a look at some other scores around Class AA for you. Again, with that Roane County Independence score we mentioned just a few moments ago, 21-point lead for Independence. North Marion, the number 1 team, leads by 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter against Lincoln. Wayne's lead has been trimmed to just 3 points now on the road at Fairmont Senior. The number 15 Pioneers lead, though, 27 to 24 on the road against the number 2 team in Class AA. So we could very well have at least 2 upsets tonight. Number 5, Weir taking on number 12, Frankfort. Weir leads by 2 in the fourth quarter, 23 to 21. And Mingo Central and Philip Barber tied up in the fourth quarter, 21 all. And again, 2 games still to be played tomorrow in Class AA. Nitro at Scott, rematch of the final week of the regular season.
I would not want to have to drive from Philip Barber all the way out of Mingo.
Oh, you would not. As the Generals punt things away here on fourth down. And then the last game in Class AA to play tomorrow will be Herbert Hoover and East Fairmont. I believe that is actually the last game of the first round. I think that's a 7 o'clock kickoff, if I remember correctly. Herbert Hoover wanting to take as much time to get up there and get there safely to Fairmont to take on the Bees. As Nitro and Scott is scheduled for a 1 o'clock kickoff from Madison. And that should be another good game. Nitro with a big win last week spoils the Skyhawks' perfect season. Lewis County bringing the offense back out here. And a quick check of some AAA scores. Number 1, Cabell Midland leads number 16, Musselman, by 50 in the third quarter, 56-6. Huntington leads big over Morgantown. The Highlanders are up 49-13 over the Mohegans. Martinsburg up on Park South big as well, 48-7. So chalk in the top 3 games at least for Class AAA, but a big upset brewing in Class AAA. Number 4, Hurricane at home trails Parkersburg 40-15 in the third quarter. That's right, I said 40-15. Parkersburg leads Hurricane. Hurricane, a big target on their back after making it to the state semifinals last year in Class AAA, getting couple of recruits, as people have been calling them, transfers coming in from other schools and helping make that program better. And right now, down by 25 in the third quarter. Again, Big Reds lead the Redskins 40-15. Jefferson leads Wheeling Park in the 6-11 matchup. Jefferson on top 14-7 in the third quarter there. And in the 7-10 matchup at Spring Mills, leading Spring Valley by 10, 20-10 fourth quarter. One other game in Class AAA going on right now. Fourth quarter action. Bridgeport leads George Washington in the 8-9 matchup, 28-21 in the fourth quarter there. Just under 7 minutes left in this game. And it's going to be a pass from Carter to Zielinski, and the wide open man down the field is Liam Jeffries. Jeffries is going to be caught inside the 20, but a great design play there as the direct snap went to the back Carter. He then threw it out to Zielinski, who went out in motion into the flat, and then a pass down the field to a wide open Liam Jeffries. Just his 5th catch of the season. And that sets up Lewis County 1st and 10 from the 14.
Yeah, well designed play there. Certainly not what Winfield was expecting at the juncture in the game, but pretty good arm there on Carter to get it down there, and
Carter threw it out to Zielinski in the
right. Yeah, that was my bad.
That's why it looks so pretty as they go with a similar play here. Yeah, Carter going to take it on the direct snap, and Carter is going to be held to a very short gain. So don't quote me just yet, but again, if the result of that Roane County and Independence game should hold, we very well should be back here next week to bring you another Winfield playoff game, as the Generals are set to advance to the second round. About 5 minutes away from moving on to quarterfinal action next week. Carter throws out to Zielinski again. Zielinski under some heavy pressure, trying to escape it. Now he's going to tuck it inside the 10 to the 5, goal line, touchdown.
It almost looked like that's what they meant to do, to get everybody going that one way and then crack it back so far. Obviously, I don't think that was designed at all, but great job by Zielinski to turn a broken, not necessarily broken, but a play that was not working out into a touchdown by switching fields and showing off the athleticism as well as its arm.
So it's a 14-yard run for Zielinski because the pass was thrown behind the line of scrimmage, because Zielinski was going to try to throw that same pass play again, but instead got met by some pressure from the Winfield defense and had to escape and turn it into a 14-yard touchdown run. Oldeker's PAT is up, and it is good. Make it 57-21 now in the fourth quarter. Generals still lead. We're back with more right after this here on High School Game Day on the RSN Sports Network, powered by HD Media.
Dutch Miller Automotive has been in business for 60 years, so we're celebrating. And there's 3 things I can't wait to do. Put my party hat on in place of my cowboy hat. My party hat is my cowboy hat. Play a round of golf in honor of my granddad Dutch. He'd really like that. Keep offering friends and family pricing on every brand new truck from Dutch Miller Ram of South Charleston.
During Ram Power Days, get 2.9% APR for 72 months on select 2023 Ram 1500s.
Back here at Winfield High School, Putnam County, where, again, we should be back next week for Winfield's second round playoff matchup, which is looking, again, like it's going to be the Independence Patriots.
Patriots versus Generals. Interesting matchup.
Kind of another interesting name matchup. We had Minutemen and Generals tonight. Keeping with the militia-ish theme. Squib kick here. Trying to catch the Generals off guard, but a great job there by Ryan Flort to jump on top of that. Generals 4:21 away from finishing this one off and picking up win number 9 on the season. And, well, we didn't really talk about it that much. We talked about it earlier this year, and we talked about it a little, but what a job head coach Eddie Smolder has done with this Generals program over these last 2 years. In just his second season, first-round playoff home games in the last 2 years. Again, first time since 1984-85 the Generals have hosted back-to-back playoff games, and doing it with an impressive run game and an impressive defensive effort from his team as well.
Yeah, certainly a quick turnaround job on this team to get them into state contention. I've always a lot of excitement around the team. There's been a very active fan group here that doesn't mind the cold and doesn't mind that their team has just been hasn't been competitive in a little while. And I also think there's something to be said for these teams like Winfield where you'll have 5, 6, 7 guys touch the ball and be involved on offense. There's never too many more than that on any football team. I just feel like that helps with getting the players bought in, getting the team bought in.
And I was going to say, especially when you consider the offensive weapons that this Generals team lost from last year. A majority of their carries and yardage gone from last season. Some new guys stepping up, or old guys, you could say, familiar faces at least, stepping into some new roles this year for the Generals, and they've really done it without looking back.
I mean, you look at a guy like Miller and Pearson who, were not at all the feature guys last year.
Pearson a little bit here and there, but definitely not one of their killer bees that they had last season.
But, and then you look at him this year and say, well, how the heck was he not the starter? Because they had such good guys in front of them. They found ways to give them the ball, but Beam and Boggs were so good last year. There's only so many touches to go around, but I've always felt like that's a contributor to a team kind of turning that corner is when you create that excitement, when you really create a team that's easier for the players to buy into.
Miller there with the keeper. Brought down around the 40-yard line at the 41. Third and short coming up for the Generals backups.
Oh, rough took a tumble.
Officials, took a tumble there on that grass. Trying to spot the ball. And almost did a split.
Probably would have been more of a tear than a split.
Well,
refs are more athletic than people give them credit for, though. They got to move around a lot out there.
Generals offense got back to work this evening, as it'll be Boggs with a nice run down the near sideline. Gannon Boggs takes it inside the 25, just shy of the 20, the 21-yard line. Got about a minute left in this one, and we haven't announced it yet, so why not do it now? Well, actually, we'll wait. We'll save it for now. We'll hold off. Getting a little premature. Holding for our Parmar Stores player of the game. I thought we were going to run a play here quicker. I didn't want to interrupt things, but
so you folks at home, take a guess on who it is.
Yeah, I think
we have not said his name very often because he's done so much and so few touches, but he'll give you a hot 30 seconds here to make your choice at home.
Well, Miller just takes a knee, and that should be the final play of the game. So now it's time for our Parmar Stores player of the game. Will, I think you had a pretty easy selection tonight.
I mean, Kaylon Pearson just was magic when he touched the ball. I think I actually physically said that several times. 6 carries, 133 yards, and a touchdown, including a big 71-yarder. He had two catches, 2 touchdowns, grand total of 88 yards on those.
And a pick six.
So 8 touches for a combined well over 200 yards and the pick six.
And every 2 times he touched the ball, touchdown. Every other time he touched the football, he was in the end zone for 6. What a great night for Kawan Pearson and this Generals team. Pick up win number 9 on the season and have advanced to the quarterfinals of the Class AA playoffs here in West Virginia. Again, the Generals should be hosting Independence next week. We will, of course, be monitoring the times and days as they are announced Sunday late morning, early afternoon. But fourth quarter now in that Independence Roane County. It is 54-21, so I'd say it's safe to say Independence is going to be making the trip here to Winfield to take on the Generals next week in the quarterfinals. That will do it for us here at Winfield High School. Big thanks to Parmar Stores for their sponsorship of our broadcast this evening and for our player of the game, who again goes to number 3, Kawan Pearson for the Winfield Generals. If there's not a Parmar near you, there will be one soon. For Ethan Young, Dan Shreve, our crew with the Media Center, Will Vance, I'm Adam Rogers saying thanks for joining us this first round of the high school football playoffs in West Virginia. We'll see you next week, likely from here, as it's the Independence Patriots taking on the Winfield Generals in the quarterfinals. Again, time and date yet to be set. We'll see you next week.